No thanks. There we go. What the heck? There we go. All right. Are you heading up to your event?
I am. I'm
All
headed
righty.
up to the prime creation of the Order of the Sable Moon.
Oh, so tell us about this. What is all that?
So, I play a character named Starling, who is just a darling. I don't have to say that because it's my character. She's really precious. I mean,
I have
she's
to
my.
admit I'm a little impartial because I do happen to have somebody as my apprentice named Starling. It's kind of weird.
Do you? Aw, lucky. No, I'm kidding. She has recently just returned back to dreaming after having been gone for quite some time. But when she dreamed 18, 16, 17 years ago,
Wow, we are
I,
dating ourselves.
I know. I can't believe it's been that long. Um, when she dreamed that long ago, the first house that she fell in love with and the first house that she joined was called Order of the Sable Moon.
And
And
I do remember that.
yes, and it always has fit her very well because she is very diplomatic and very, thoughtful. And when she originally learned about all the houses, she found out about the order and she just knew it was the right one. When she came back from dreaming after being gone for 15 years, she ran into Lady Silver, of course, who was always extremely helpful to anyone and everyone. And Lady Silver told her about the order no longer being an open house and how some things had changed in the last 15 years, just a few things.
Oh yeah, definitely changed.
And how, the order had gone through some tough times. And when Starling found this out, she was really distraught about it. But she was very hopeful to see what the other houses were like. So she did her research and she studied and she checked everything out. But the order never left her thoughts. And so one dream, Lady Silver, Starling, and Wishbringer were standing around talking about the old times in the order and everything that it stood for and how it was just a house that was legendary for producing wonderful teachers and great diplomats. And they were like, you know what? We need to bring this house back to life. So it started with that conversation to, all right, what do we need to do to make it happen? Recruiting members and creating tenets and creating new beliefs that not only were representative of the former beliefs and showed them, pride and making sure that they carried those on, but also altered a little bit to make them more current to the newer dreams of today. So,
Yep, absolutely.
well, that's where we are. And the next step in this process is the creation of a new prime. They could have summoned the old prime, but since some things had happened with the order, they thought, you know what, let's create a new one, a new fresh start, and let's just kind of take it from there. So this is the exciting event. The house members had gotten together at a meeting prior to this to brainstorm and collect all types of different things that they could potentially use to create a new prime for the order. Items that represented the trinities or represented what they remembered from the house, or people from the house, or elements that incorporated the dream as a whole.
That's awesome. One of the things I remember back in the early 90s, late 90s when we first started playing is what is it? I think her name was Lucinda.
Yes.
And you had Lucinda and Nork Knight, who were the original rulers, I think, in our time. There were people before them too, but those were our primary rulers. And then we had Ladybug and Guard Dog, Sonia and Dexter. So I mean, the history of Underlight is 20 years.
Yes.
It's amazing. But so we have some kois in our chat room today. So if you have questions and you're not currently playing Underlight, by all means, please ask. We also have Starling, who her real name is Lori. She plays Starling. Starling's not going to give too much information about character Starling. So there's just still some mystery there for you to discover if you decide to play. But she will kind of give you an idea of what's going on with today's role play. And Starling, this is player driven, correct? Everybody here is pretty much a regular player. There's no GMs
Yes,
involved in
absolutely.
this role play. So that's another aspect of Underlight I like to touch on every once in a while.
It is. It is very exciting. Everybody contributes their own little bit of something. And we got, like a big pot of stew and a whole bunch of great flavors.
Yep. One of the things I like about Silver being involved in this is that she has that whole thing that she role plays with the newly awakened center and stuff like that. So if you are considering playing, Lady Silver is definitely a player that you want to look for when you come into the game for the first time, and she will most likely overwhelm you with many bits of information, but you will hear the same information over and over and over again. It's not expected as a player for you to come in and know everything within a week. That's one of the great things about the game. It evolves. It evolves with you. It evolves with the people around you. So yeah, you could have made this easy work for you and just summoned out your old prime, but you decided to go with a new one. So that's pretty awesome right there.
Well, thanks. We thought it would be fun. Try something, a little bit new for both Starling and Lady Silver, and just a little bit of something different.
I've always found Lady Silver's Forge to be pretty good. She's really good at creation. She underestimates herself sometimes, but I've been pushing her to become a smith. Hopefully she works towards that. This could be counting as one of her events, to be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that she should definitely work toward that as well.
All right. So are we all going inside, or are you guys just going inside for now?
I am looking for Lady. Let me whisper to her real quick now that I'm in her party.
Oh, she's inside?
Yes.
So this is pretty awesome. I like this. This is a nostalgic house too, so it's really cool to see it getting reopened.
We have all kinds of turnout too, from lots of Lyran players to newer players that I always forget. I think to say the name of the previous city before this one.
I think pretty much everybody here is Lyran.
Yeah,
trying to think here. Tamarisk, Kapathos, Poppy, yep, Purple,
maybe
yep.
Amara? Is Amara?
I don't know if Amara's Lyra era. I think she's God, I can't remember the term, but I always butcher the name. But it's basically it's still all Underlight either way, but it's really a good mixture overall of the population. When you look at the whole population, we have a good mix of a lot of different eras of players.
All right, it's time to step inside.
All right. Oh, the memories. Oh my God.
That's exactly what I said the first time I started playing again after 15 years and brought Starling up here.
Just amazing. That's all. Very, very amazing. I'm peeking around. Oh wow. Okay, so one. Oh yeah. So you have an essence room that's open. I like that. And there's a second way into the essence room, which is, I believe, the maze. So perfect. I would say I'm not sure how you're gonna role play it, but you do have to have two rooms.
Okay.
One for your prime and one for storage. I would say that this room here would be a great room to lock for the prime.
Which one?
The teaching chamber.
Teaching chamber. Okay.
And then
I think
lock,
that's maybe silver.
yeah, and then lock the other side, which leads into the essence room.
Mm-hmm.
All that fun jazz. Depends on how you guys work it. You guys are, this is your role play. I'm just giving suggestions.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm also giving the player, the watchers, a tour of the area. Ooh, this is pretty. So this is the, I believe, the gathering hall. Yes, I do remember this. I remember many people standing on top of that pillar. That would probably lead to the ruler lounge. Let's see. Yep. Oh, good memory. Wow. Ain't been here in a while. That's where the initiates come in. And actually, you could actually put the prime in this room right here. There's no other way in here.
Oh.
You could lock this portal right here. That could be your prime room.
What's the name of that one again?
This one is called the Celebration Hall.
Okay.
And then all you have to do is lock your essence room, both sides, so that only your members can get into the essence room and only your leader, whoever you guys pick as the leader, can enter the prime room.
Yes. Okay, perfect. And I think that Lady Silver will most likely be the leader just because she dreams so often and everybody's kind of already bringing her essence. So
there you go. And then, yeah, I think if it works the same way as the Alliance, once the prime product is done, you have to summon Caretaker Frank, and then they you basically submit your supporters or your members, so you have a total of 10, I believe, and you can have up to 10 keys for the essence portion, and then whoever your ruler is or leader will have the key for the prime area. So there's only going to be one of those.
Okay.
You can have up to 10. I think we only took 6. We did the Alliance. Yeah, the Order's always been a very nature, teacher, knowledge-oriented house. It's actually was always close allies with the Alliance, if I remember. I don't think we've, even in the history, in the history of Underlight, I don't think the Alliance and the Order ever really fought.
Mm-mm.
HC and the Order, on the other hand, many a battles. So while we're getting prepared, so what made Lori come back to Underlight, besides the fact that I probably bothered you repeatedly on Facebook?
I had young children right before I stopped, and my young children have grown, and now I have some more free time on my hands. And I also graduated college in 2015, finally.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. So now that I am not continuously taking classes and working full time and raising babies, I was like, okay, I've got some free time. What do I want to do? Oh my goodness, I miss my family at Underlight, and I miss all my friends that I used to talk to all the time. And so many people were still there, and it was so exciting to come back home.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, my wife and I, we raised our children, all adults now. Fun time. I use Underlight kind of as a therapy for me. You know, it's kind of a place to release and become something. You know, anything you want. You know, and Goal has been around for, I don't know, a long, long time.
It has been, yeah. I know for sure, as long as I remember.
Yeah, my first priority was to get some of my sisters back. So I got Starling, I got Blana, I got a couple of other people back, some brothers back. Shori's back. Yeah, he's off and on here and there, but he's been back a few times. Trying to work on Guard Dog, but you know, he's all into the Star Trek stuff now. All right, Uber Goober, good night. You have a great night. Thank you for coming. So Uber Goober has been a watcher for a while. She hasn't quite started playing yet. Hopefully she will eventually.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting really quiet because I'm trying to pay attention.
Yep. You go ahead, and
Fun and dedication.
I'll ab lib as you begin your role play here. I don't want to keep bothering you. Ooh, it's Lady Silver giving a little Ladybug reference there for those
Yeah.
who don't know. Ladybug was a very, very dear player of Underlight for many, many years. She passed away, I think, early 2000s. And she has a room that the players got together to make for her called Ladybug's Perseverance. And it's just kind of a homage to her. Mm-hmm. Woohoo! I got a meditation increase. What's it now?
It's a win-win.
Right? I hate imping arts. Oh, it's 71 now. Woohoo!
Lucidity, my favorite.
Oh yeah. I wonder why.
It's so fun to watch players role playing their personality to their art sometimes.
Yep.
I think that's one of my favorite things too.
Well, this is 100% against Fate Senders, but you know, I do have a soft spot for some of them.
Oh, you're like Braylon. No.
Raylan's funny. Her character is funny.
Yes.
Most of the characters are actually, they have really ooh, look at that. Lightning bolt.
Yeah.
That is some production right here. Okay. So the city is responding to the players' role play for a prime creation.
Exciting.
Oh, a newly awakened dream at Luna. So, those who don't know, when you have halos and crests, I believe you can detect newly awakened dreamers, which is usually dreamers. I think before they obtain, what is it, third spear now?
I think so.
going to invite the player in to come and watch.
Awesome.
You got Blana and Magnum out there anyway, so they might be taking care of her too.
Blana is doing guard and protection. She's keeping the house safe from the dark mares that may try to wander out this way.
Yep, I know that feeling. Mm-hmm. Look at that. Got my own little role play going on. Unspeared only. Thank you, Koi Scribble. I appreciate it. So it's unspeared only.
Okay. And you know what's funny is I will say that I have made some of the greatest friends from all across at least the United States. Just from one day that I decided to start playing Underlight 18 years ago. And I continue to talk to those people. And
do some of them play still, or have they not returned yet?
No, let me see. I still talk to Joey. I'm sorry, Braylon all the time.
Okay.
And always have. I still talk to the controller for Flag. He's not playing right now, or I don't know if he's come back recently. Raven XR. I'm trying to think of other people, and it's so funny because they have become such good friends now. I almost merged the line of, oh, that's right, I played Underlight with you. That's how I met you. You know.
Yeah, because like that's how I found Blana. I was like out of the blue. I got a message from someone, and I'm like, and I know you how? She's like, aren't you Gola from Underlight? I'm like, yeah, and you? Oh, it's Blana. I'm like, oh my god, Blana, where the hell have you been? And voila, she's back.
That's awesome.
That's pretty much how I've got most of the players back. I mean, it's like doing the streams, which is, you know, something I like doing. I mean, I'm getting better at it slowly but surely. But it's mostly the references and like the tags. You put like other players' names, and if they're on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, it'll somehow it connects to them and they're able to find us.
That's awesome.
I think that's how Krillin found his way back.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah. It's the same Krillin from back when I remembered. So, I mean, I'm not sure what's going on there, but it's the same demeanor, same speeches, same everything. We were doing an event. Elmer was doing an event down in one of the sanctuaries, like the Unity events that he does. And he ended up storming, so I took over and streamed at the same time. And I'm like trying to get people to give me codexes with one word on it. And he sent me some weird codexes.
Oh, no.
That's all I can say. Granted, Golas role-played in a very odd way anyway. You know, he humps stone statues for all, everybody thinks he's a lunatic. Which for the most part he is.
He's so much fun, though. So much fun. Because sometimes things can be serious. They can be pretty intense. So you need, it's always great to have that comedic relief, too.
Exactly.
Because we really get into it, man. Sometimes, especially a ceremony like this, it's exciting. And everybody's like, oh, this is so cool. And then every once in a while, you'll have this little joker over in the background who will just make us all laugh.
That's this guy. I actually got to be careful with these lightning bolts. The last time Gola interacted with a lightning bolt, he got something zapped.
Uh-oh.
Just going to stand back here at a safe distance. So while we're here talking and we're doing this thing, so what do you think is one of the biggest differences between the team of the GMs that run Underlight now versus back in say Lyra days? Because to me, from a player perspective, it seems like they're a lot more not laid back. I don't want to use that term, but it seems like the players have so much more control in today's Underlight than they did in the days past. You got master teachers that can train now or make their own apprentices. You couldn't do that back in the Lyra days. Granted, most of us were 16, 17, and 18 years old too.
Yeah. And now we're growing with kids. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, now we're 40, 50, 60. Some of us 70-year-olds are still playing. There's 70-year-olds playing this game. I mean, what game out there other than Dungeons and Dragons, of course, can boast that they're 20 years old and have players that are in that age bracket? Because the age bracket here is 13, 14 with parents' permission to 70s.
Mm-hmm. Are you still there?
Yep.
Okay, my computer is acting weird, so I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's such a variety, such a range. So, and I definitely absolutely feel like the GM team, what I see now compared to Lyran days, is open and supportive and cares. I mean, that's a huge thing. Like, I see so much caring. I see somebody have a concern and they post it on the forums and it's immediately addressed, and it's addressed in a way where it's like, hey, tell us more, as opposed to, in the past, like, they may not even have worried about addressing at all. Either let's delete it or let's just say something and lock it. So it's so supportive and it's so much fun and it's so open and there's so much more creativity, I feel like, because of that.
Yeah, one of the things I liked to see when they introduced it was the in-character newspaper. I thought that was an interesting touch. And I see that you submitted an article to that.
Yeah, I did. I love writing anyway. Like, that was one part of my degree, and it's so much fun. So it's like, okay, now not only do I get to do something I love, but I get to do something I love for something else that I love and find really fun.
I thought it would, yeah. I would be surprised if that doesn't stay as like a staple of of Underlight because it seems like
Yeah.
it's something right up the players that play the games, the avenue,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Everybody has to have a little bit of creativity. And
Oh yeah. I read that whole paper. I mean, I couldn't believe 7 pages. I mean,
wow.
that's a lot of player contribution right there.
Look at all the lightning. That's beautiful.
I like this. This is cool. Actually, you guys should try to see if you can make that a permanent staple of this room right here. That's actually kind of cool.
It is.
So, do you guys have any soul masters joining with you?
Amara is a soul master. You mean like joining the house? I'm looking through my list.
Is Amara joining you?
She is not. She is not. I'm sorry. I misunderstood your question. I thought you just meant like here tonight, but you're talking about actually joining the house. And so I'm going through my list.
If she's a soul master, though, she might help you guys.
Yeah. No, it's either Dreamseer or Gatekeeper, basically, with a couple of face senders.
Uh-oh. Did somebody storm? I think somebody stormed or woke. I'm not sure.
Krillin just whispered to Starling he'd be right back.
Oh, okay. Is he joining?
Yes.
Sweet. There you go. Yeah, because I'll have Gola talk to Corral and in game eventually once we're done collecting our cost and getting our stuff done. I don't see why we can't come together and help you guys get yours done because it's going to be a slow process without a soul master, I assure you.
Yes. Now, as far as soul masters, no, we don't have any in the house. However, we do have several on retainer.
Ooh, there you go. Retainer.
we have several on retainer thanks to the efforts of Wishbringer and Lady Silver and Starling talking to every single one they can possibly find and say, hey, if you get any free time. And yeah, Wishbringer did a huge part in speaking with a couple of soul masters from Slincher, our house on HC. So Helincher, how do you say it? Can you say it correctly for me? I probably butcher every single
I actually think it's pronounced Calencher.
Calencher. Okay.
Yeah.
I just say HC, so
there's other names I use. I love them. They're a great house. I actually find it very intriguing on how their ruling structure works. It's it seems like almost everybody kind of has a voice in that house and they kind of listen to everybody. And I've been through, I've only been in like 3 houses in all my history of Underlight. And there's some ruthless rulers that rule with an iron fist. And then there's rulers who just kind of share everything.
Yeah.
Koi Underlights asking if somebody said Popeyes on retainer. No, we said Soul Masters. Soul Masters.
I would like to get some Popeyes on retainer, though, please.
I don't know. I've had Popeyes before. I'm partial to KFC.
I agree with you, but that's because Popeyes is a little spicy for me, and I'm a Southern girl, and I can't handle spice very well.
Oh my God! How can you be a Southern girl and not handle spice? That's like an
Well,
oxymoron.
I'm like meat and three Southern girl, like, you know, fried chicken, fried pork chops. And it was just like all like, you know, like that.
When my family was stationed in El Paso, we had churches out there. We had Hardee's, or no, not was it Hardee's? Yeah, Hardee's. We had Whataburger. Oh my God, it was the biggest hamburger I've ever seen in my life. Insane.
Yeah, it's Hardee's. And it's funny because, you know, you have all these other like fast food places that were trying to be healthier, but Hardee's was like, no, thank you. We're going to make the largest burger and we're going to throw onion rings on it and all kinds of hot sauces. And it's just going to be disgusting. You're welcome.
Yep. This is getting good.
Yeah.
So to give the non-players, if we have any watching, an idea, this role play, this is not like a spur of the moment role play. This is something that you and your followers have been doing for almost what, 2.5 months, 3 months now, leading up to this event.
I would say probably about a month and a half because that's as long as I've been back.
Month and a half. Okay. Month and a half. Still, that's 6 weeks worth of work.
Yeah.
And this is the payoff here.
And we still have a journey to go. But, you know, it's like each step, let's celebrate each step. Each step is so exciting. And to have, you know, more of a journey makes it even better because it's like, okay, now we've got this part. Now what can we focus on next?
Yep. And that's one of the again, another unique aspect of Underlight is that it's never really stagnant unless we choose it to be stagnant. It's evolves based on everything we do. Well, they're getting close to reopening at Magnum. Technically, what they've done is they've created I'm gonna use Lori's word, retainer. They've created a prime. Now the business of collecting 30,000 in strength begins.
So it begins. And I'll tell you what is really fun too. Like, obviously, I love Soul Masters. I think they're probably one of my favorite focuses. And if I wasn't Fate Center, that's what Starling would be Soul Master. Sorry, Gatekeepers are great too. We're just going to leave Dreamseers out of this. I'm kidding. Dreamseers are awesome.
I'd be careful. I think Lady Silver watches these.
I love Dreamseers. They're my favorite. What I was going to say was, you know, one thing that's also very helpful in helping the prime or collecting essence amounts to grow that prime, feed the prime, is sacrifice. And that I know is a house art that you don't get until the house is open. But there are so many other players from other houses that if you go hunting with them and you find checks or you find charms or anything that they can sacrifice, if it works, then they'll quickly hand you back that essence node it saves you so much time and helps you feed the prime. So it's really, really neat. You know?
Yep. And with the changes to sacrifice, it makes it, I mean, that much more useful as well. So that was, again, a huge role play driven by players to make an art more beneficial without overpowering it. Because, you know, there's always that cost and backfire aspect of it. I'm sorry, but I just love Cameras and his role play, the way he does his stuff.
I know, he is great.
Yeah, he's like probably one of our better dreamsmiths for players. All right. So you guys got the prime?
Yes, now we need to...
Now you need to summon Caretaker Frank. Yep. Yeah, Nancy. The Order of the Sable Moon use very house specific ritual to summon. Well, not even summon because they weren't summoning; they were creating a prime from scratch. Kind of give it a whole new perspective. Aw. Frank likes chocolate. Just leave out some chocolate. He'll come. I make Frank nervous. Or Gola makes Frank nervous. All I did was ask him if he was single. Uh-oh. You got an apprentice. How funny is that? An apprentice for an apprentice.
So fitting.
Koi scribble. Quick AFK. Don't blow up without me. All right. We'll try. I will remind people that the Order is quite famous for blowing stuff up through experiments. All right. So for those watching, Starling and Lady Silver and her group have managed to create a new prime for the Order of the Sable Moon. Now, because the house isn't quite finished opening yet, because there's a cost associated, I believe it's 30,000 is the standard cost to open a house, which is enough to initiate 10 people, which is the number of people you need to have to officially open the house. So what they have to do is they have to work a deal out with the caretaker, Frank, which in this case is Siri, which is Frank's apprentice. And they have to figure out which 2 rooms they're going to lock. One is going to be for the prime only, in which there's usually only 1 key. So they decide amongst them who will lead them. Starling has kind of already told us here it's going to be Lady Silver. So Lady Silver will get a key that will allow her to access the prime and only her. And then the other room that they choose will get them upwards of 10 keys or less, depending on how many they ask for. And that's where they're going to store the essences that they will be placing into the prime. You have something to add?
Oh, no, she handed me the prime to look at, and I was like, oh, wow, this is beautiful. And also, I accidentally put some essence into it. Yay.
Well, there you go. I was super excited with our prime.
Yeah, it is awesome. It is so neat.
It's I mean, this you players just created a prime. I mean, that's huge.
It is. And that's the support and the commitment and just the fun too. It's so surreal. It's so neat.
It is.
And it's such a great community.
That's the other thing I like about Underlight. It really is, we have our own drama, of course, but for the most part, these people actually care about each other. And a lot of them have been playing for years. So it is kind of nice to see. The caretaker thing is a nice touch from the GM perspective, though. It really adds a nice personal touch to it because they're always coming in with your crest. I like that. We have a comment in the chat, the YouTube chat from Yoons457 that says Soul Masters rule.
Yeah.
So apparently that must be a Soul Master. Yep. So the crest appeared the moment you guys created a prime for your house for the caretaker.
That's really neat.
That is kind of cool. So it's great to have the order back open. We get to say the word Moonies again. That's always nice. Boy, Underlight says, so about that Popeyes. Yes, in the YouTube channel, we welcome people to ask questions and talk about their characters if they want. Clearly, Yunes is a soul master of some sort. Which one? I wonder if that's Arnie. So do you remember back in the day, the numbers, what they represented in the Lyra era? Somebody reminded me a couple weeks ago. When you first started playing Underlight back in the day, if you clicked the box that said you were under the age of 13, it put numbers next to your name or something like that. So every time I see Magnum 425's name, I think to myself, he must have been 13 when he played. By the way, Starling, you know, I keep calling you Starling, so live with it.
Okay.
You know, M Player is back now.
I don't think I ever played in Player.
Yeah, they're back now. They're
Wow.
under a different name category, but it's still M Player Start something. So talk about resurrecting things.
Wow, seriously.
Right. Rafe has been playing for quite a long time because he's from definitely from Lyra days.
And I think just recently returned as well, maybe? I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yep. We got Blana actually worked on that one. Once I got Blana back, she's been contacting some of the old players.
Wow. Go Lana.
Yep. That's you get a couple of the old Fogarties back, and then they can start messaging their other old Fogarties and get them back.
That's right.
She's talking to her husband to see if he'll come back and play. I forget the name. And I've seen Sonia. Sonia's been posting on Underlight's Facebook page. So I'm trying to see if I can entice her to come back. Be kind of cool to have Sonia and Dexter back.
Yeah.
Nork was around for a few days.
That's what I heard.
But this is how we do it. We stream, and then everybody will share the stream with their prospective contacts, and that's how you reach out and get these other players back. Oh my God. Frank. That's too funny.
The relationship between those two is always so funny whenever I get to watch them play together. It's
yeah.
Always cracking up.
No, that's the other role play I like is the Lowborn role play. I don't know if you've met too many of them yet. They were gone during the Chaos Eclipse, but I think they're starting to make their way back. But those guys, holy crap, they're hilarious to watch. And if you ever want to scare Emmett, just tell him the Lowborn are around.
Okay, noted. Because he spends a lot of time around Starling.
Yep.
Well, they, because she has to find a Fate Center teacher.
Yep. You probably should
And
talk
he's
to
just
Wishbringer.
fun and hilarious too, like Ola. Huh?
Probably talk to Wishbringer because that was the deal we made in game. I would be your primary, he would be your secondary for the Fate Center.
I've been trying. Wishbringer, like, come on, dude.
I think he watches these videos.
I think
Wishbringer.
so. Starling misses him so much. The last time she saw him, well, one of the last times, I'm not going to get into detail because it was Timber's party. So. Yeah, this is especially where they need Wishbringer because he never gave them a codex of intent, and he's the one who said, "Hey, we need to create them." So,
Wait, but do you have 10 without him?
No, we have 9, and we have him. But he was there telling Frank of his intent, so Frank knows his intent. However,
okay. Well, hopefully he left a note for Siri. We'll see.
I hope so.
Yeah, I had to scramble hard for some of the codexes. It's like, but I'm gonna be there. I'm like, just in case you're not, because you never know. But if you need a dual crester, I can help you guys out.
Oh, okay, that might be because we've got enough single, but without Wish.
Yeah, I could just drop the crest afterwards.
Okay, that'd be so helpful. Thank you. I'll just tell her I have 10 then.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see it stalled because you're missing Wishbringers. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I know he's joining because he's the one that told us in game about it. So, do I count as 2 people since I'm over 6'3"?
Oh, you know what? I need to do something real quick. Starling had to, of course, say that to Gola because Gola's not going to know on his own.
Good catch. So for those who don't know what just happened, because we're talking out of character, she had to actually do it in character as well, which is one of the things that we stress in Underlight is you got to try to stay in character.
Starling's trying to give these to her as slowly as possible while she waits for Gola.
Gola is one of the worst writers you'll ever see in your life. But I get my point across. Perfect. So yeah, once they have their 10 and their prime and their areas locked, then I could drop the crest. Although yeah, I have to drop the crest because then my crest wouldn't count for the alliance. So yeah, but we'd have to drop the crest afterwards, just so you know. Nice.
I was worried about the cats the whole time.
Little background music for our listeners. Dogs barking in the moonlight.
My husband's home, so he's opening the garage door. That's what's going on.
They're excited. They're excited to see Daddy.
Or they're trying to save me from attack. You never know.
Yeah. Now, is he going to play? Did he play before?
He did not. No, he likes to play games, but he doesn't like to play role-playing games.
He likes shooter games.
No, he doesn't even like that. He likes puzzles and like, I guess puzzle games or word games or.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. So he has his thing, and I have my thing, and we both respect each other's things. I mean, liking to play games.
I gotcha. Starling. You got people rooting for you in the YouTube chat.
Aw, thanks, guys and gals. Everybody's awesome.
Yep. There you go. You got your 10.
Thank you.
I just noticed Poppy got her Master Halo back. That's good.
Yeah. I think it was a couple nights ago. It was exciting.
Yeah, I supported her for that. She came up to Gola and asked.
Aww.
Trust me, I know stuff happens in life. You have to leave for a while and do things. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 people in here.
That's great.
Yep. Time to get to work. Now you got to figure out where the hell you want to lock. I think it took us like 30 minutes to figure it out at the Alliance. That maze, I'm telling you, our maze is so confusing. Arnie! I love this character.
He is great.
I'm gonna have to send a kudos report to the GM team for this Siri character. Let's see here. Roleplay report. Kudos to the GM that runs Siri. Love watching her play. Damn. So, for those who don't know what that is, that's a roleplay report. You can use it to update your roleplay that you're doing, kind of send GMs messages. It's used for last minute things or to give like a kudos every once in a while because for those who don't know, the GMs do not work for money. They do this voluntarily. It's a free thing that they do. And every once in a while, you got to give them a pat on the back. Otherwise, they get all mad. Apparently, some of them you can send Popeyes to. They like Popeyes. Little shout out to Popeyes for Koi Underlight.
I feel like we should call them and see if they would do any kind of sponsorship, you know.
Right? I mean, I don't know.
You could see
we should
an
take
Underlight character with the Popeyes chicken leg in their hand or something.
I sent a roleplay report about that. I was like, we definitely need like a Colonel, a Popeye, and a chicken. somewhere in the game. Because remember back in the day we had the fruits and the breakfasts like bacon and eggs. Were you around for them?
No. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I think I was. You're right. That's hilarious.
they were like all over the place. It was the craziest role play I've ever seen in my life. It was like comic relief. Rafe, that's two. Now, Lady Silver is going to say you, and you. Oh, whoa! There we go. Me for now, please. Look at that.
Already discussed it.
Oh, yeah, okay. I gotcha.
Because I think she had read on the scrolls where somebody had said there's one house, one key to the prime, and so they were like, if anybody can have the key to the prime, it should be you because you dream way more.
I agree. That makes the most sense. Because you're about speed too. You know, how fast can you get it filled? The person with the access to the prime is going to be the one that keeps that room empty, so you can keep filling it with essence. Yeah. It is kind of cool to see Lady Silver involved in the house again, because I do remember her saying that she was done with houses after the whole Peace Corps thing.
Yeah, and that was one of the first things Emmett said to Starling when Emmett was like, "Hey, what's your name? What are you up to?" "Oh, trying to reopen Order of the Sable Moon." "Oh, okay. With Lady Silver, you're getting her to join a house."
Sari is good. She suggested the same room I did.
So perfect.
Because it's locked inside, everything else is locked. So you only have to lock that one portal. It makes the most sense. The library, she said? Where's the library?
I tell you what, I'm going to have to Jen for a day or two to get awesome tracks for Blana because she's just been so great guarding that door outside.
Yep. As you wish, take me to your library. Yes, as Koi Scribble pointed out, another place to give great kudos is the Underlight forums, located at underlight.com. Forums, and there is a section there called kudos, and it's a long listing thread of many thanks that players give to one another and to the GM team for all the awesome work that everybody does. Sorry, I went into pilot mode. Passengers, we are embarking on our landing. Please place your trays in the full upright position, and the fasten seatbelt has been turned on. You are about to go for one hell of a ride because the winds are 90 miles per hour crosswind.
And we realize you have a choice in online games that you play. We appreciate your choosing Underlight,
which is free. Parents who spend $50, $60 per game for your kids that get bored after 2 weeks, this game's free. Cost you nothing to play.
Oh, I forgot. Like, one of my favorite, okay, I can type so quickly thanks to this game. Like, I'm not even joking. And my children appreciate it so well when they have a paper due the next day. And like, I already knew how to type before I started playing Underlight, but it increased my words per minute from 60 to like 100. So if I have nothing else to say, which I have a million wonderful things to say, skills-wise, there you go. See? So if you want your kids to learn how to type really quickly, which will benefit them in college.
Yep. And if you ever want to hear people angry type, Underlight is the place to be too. I've heard many a keyboard screaming for mercy as people angry type. I want a task. Yes. The thread for kudos is in the OOC section of the forums, located at the top, called Player Chat. It's for kudos only. Let me just stress that. Kudos only. If you have complaints, please issue all complaints to koiscribble@underlight.complaints.com. That's a fake email, so don't use it.
So right now, Lady Silver is inside the house talking with Siri about which rooms to use, and she gave her a little bit of a history, or Lady Silver gave Siri a little bit of a history on what happened to her in certain rooms. Like, I was ordained in this room, and which is very representative of Lady Silver. She has a story for everything. Which is really
Her memory is her. She has a good memory of stuff. But
yes.
there's stuff that even Gola's reminded her of. But if you ever need to figure out something for a task, her or Purple Lace are the two people to talk to, because they're like walking freaking. They have everything, and of course they're both dream seers because they all know everything.
Oh, there it goes.
Look at that. Koi Scribble is funny. That'll keep a blender out. So a quick ad lib to this for what these players are doing here with the house and closing the portals and getting it ready to fill the prime and stuff. Houses aren't the only thing that players can open. They can actually open guilds as well. I think it's 5 people needed for a guild, or 6 or something like that. And as long as it doesn't affect access to the other planes, you can actually close areas off similar to what this one is, and have keys created. There's a cost associated to it. Caretaker is not free. It is hard work. But you can actually close off areas. Purple Lace has one for, I think, her cabal in Lost Caves. So something that players should consider. If you're not really interested in doing the whole house thing, you don't have to.
Yeah, it's all about deciding what you want to put into your character and finding out all the stuff that is out there. And
yep,
thinking,
Goal is working on it. He's working on getting an area for the planar creationists.
that's so cool. That is like almost above my head a little like I have to keep reading that over and going back to this is so cool.
Dude, Corral and I can drive people nuts because we'll sit there and talk for hours about quantum mechanics and energies and thresholds and multiple planes, and people are just like, what the hell is wrong with you? Because Goal is typically the guy that walks around like he's an idiot, but he's actually really, really smart.
Essence room is.
Yep, your essence room is non-reaping room, so that's going to be that. So I think you have to lock 2 portals though, because you can access it through this one, and I think you can access it through the maze.
I think you're right.
Bum 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 bum. Da, da, da. And there they go. I kind of miss the lightning bolts.
I know, me too. They were so awesome. That'll be Starling's next thing. Start a petition. Bring back the bolts. Oh, have you ever seen Back to the Future? It's like Clock Tower. You know, restore the Clock Tower. Bring back the bolts. And then
Yep. Hey, they talk about quantum energy there.
See that planner creationist.
Quantum flux capacitor. Oh yes, yeah. I have to always correct myself because the GMs are telling me. So basically, to clarify, the cost is not a monetary cost to open a house or to open a guild. It's basically an in-game cost of in-game items. So in this case, it's an essence count or strength count, which you can get from collapsing nightmares, trapping nightmares, or sacrificing items such as chakrams and charms. Each give a specific amount of energy depending on how it's done. And the cost for doing this for a house is 30,000. Guilds vary depending on how many members and or rooms that you're claiming. How did I do there, Koi Scribble? Was it better? She keeps me in line. Da, 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 da.
all right, she's locking
The first portal?
The first one. So Starling is her test subject in this one to see if she can get it locked and then give her the key to walk through.
Oh my God, Koi Scribble, there's no pleasing you. Da, 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 da. Oops. Tamara says, who gave Gola sugar? I blamed Nathan. Well, there you go, Miss Lori. You've got your house. You've got your prime. Now,
Yay!
you got your next mission ahead of you. Like I said, my advice is get with Alliance members once our cost is done. I don't see why we can't help you guys help get your stuff up.
Awesome. Thank you. We'll do that. And any way that the order can be of help to the Alliance, as always, you know where to find us.
Koi Scribble says, I am doing damn tweets and those Instagrams. Oh, OOSM be famous now.
Whoop, whoop.
Here we go. Yeah, she keeps that stuff hopping pretty good.
No sweets. I have noticed ever since that Twitter account has opened, it has been something every day at least, and entertaining and fun, and pictures, and makes you want to respond. So kudos.
Yeah, it's getting us more visibility for the game, which is something as a player that we need. We need more players. I'd be hopping and bopping and just not stopping. She's
and I'm
good
still
too.
waiting on my Bagram for President shirt.
Your Bagram for President shirt?
Yeah, Bagram 2020.
My advice is send an email to chronicles at underlight.com. Yeah, I hope that store opens pretty soon. I got some stuff I want to order. I think a lot of players are excited after our fireside chat. They're excited to see when that store opens.
Yeah, that would be neat.
Or scribbles. Oh, pardon me. Scribbles at underlight.com. Hold on. Let me spell that so she doesn't yell at me later. SCRIBBLE at underlight.com. Oh, yeah. Chronicles is for the newspaper. Yeah, you got to email Chronicles for what happened tonight.
Okay.
Write your story for tonight.
Got it.
I said scribble. Scribble. Not scribbles. Oh my God, she's yelling at me already. Jeez. I'm just a player. What do you want? You're not the boss of me. Oh, did I say scribbles? I'm sorry. I meant scribble. Sort of like doodle, but scribble.
Just one. There's only one. One amazing scribble.
There is only one amazing scribble. Got to give her a hard time. Recharge. The other thing I like about these streams is, like, you know, in the past we weren't able to showcase this kind of stuff to potential players. So this streaming allows us to show a really good perspective. Okay, so we're recapping. So I'm about to end this stream. We've been going for, I have no idea how long. So basically, recap is Starling and Silver, Lady Silver, and her members have managed to create a prime for the Order of the Sable Moon. After that, they summoned Caretaker Frank, which in case was Siri instead, which is the apprentice for Caretaker Frank. They've chosen their rooms to lock both their prime and their collection receptive, I guess is another good word for it, essence room. And they're now going to be starting on the journey of collecting in-game essences to fill the prime with. They need to collect 30,000 strength to initiate their 10 members. And then from there, those locks can come down and they can get a guardian room open and put the prime in there. And moving forward, the house will rise from the ashes.
Yay! Yeah, Siri is just explaining to them once they have 30 to summon Caretaker Frank and Siri again. So, so exciting. Yeah. So exciting.
So if we had people in the room today that don't actually play the game yet, Lori, what would you recommend to them? What would you say to them that would entice them to want to play from a player perspective?
That, not only are you playing a game that expands on creativity tenfold. I mean, that's what it does. It allows creativity, and now it supports creativity. It expands creativity. You're also going to learn how to type 90 words per minute. Trust me.
Yep, especially when you're reporting a level 70 task.
Yes, and you're going to make some friends out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just all around. It's quality. It's fun. It's a good time, and it helps your brain grow too, because you wouldn't even think about it. You go in and you're like, oh, I'm just going to do this today. And then you're interacting with these other people and you're learning more things about the game. And there's just levels and detail and opportunity for your character. So absorb as much as you can and go in and have fun with it. And talk to as many different players as you can to see different aspects of the game and different sides of the game that you may have never thought of, because everybody can view it a little bit differently. And that makes it even better as well.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank Lori, my special guest, player of Starling, for joining us tonight with her house opening. Please give my thanks to Lady Silver in Discord when you can.
I will.
I appreciate it. For those interested in having Angelo, aka Gola, stream your events, I'm on Discord as well. You can send me a message. Let me know what the event is, when it's going to take place, and I will be sure to stream it. You're welcome to join me on panel, as Lori did tonight, to kind of give your OOC perspective to the watchers and give your IC perspective in the game with your character. So thank you so much for joining us. Remember to visit us at underlight.com. We're free to play, and I'll see you in your dreams. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye. Have a good night.
All right. And we are offline. So thank you for everybody. Thank you to the Koi team for the wonderful support both in the game and in the YouTube channel tonight. I appreciate it greatly. And like I said, if you're a player and you have an event that you want streamed, I will be more than happy to stream your event for you. The more the merrier. Just give us a heads up and let me know. All right. Thank you guys. Brian, Koi Scribble, Koi Underlight. Thank you, everybody. Have yourself a great night.